Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a woman who has captivated the entire globe. Sells out arenas everywhere she goes. Now she's a member of the Indiana Fever. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark.
Jersey.
Hey, you're right down there. Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Hi. How we doing?
Hey,
Oh, you got the cereal too?
yeah, I opened it though, so don't judge.
We got 2 boxes.
I just wanted to see. Yeah.
Did you have any of it?
No, so I didn't dive in. We didn't have milk. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, you need the milk.
Yeah, I agree, and I will eat. I'm a cereal person. That guy's not though. He's a
I hate
scumbag.
cereal. I'm
He's a
sorry.
scumbag.
I won't have it.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. He didn't grow up in Iowa.
Well, actually, I do love the Fever.
Hey, thank you for this.
Of course.
Will you sign this?
Of course.
Okay, later. We'll get it later. We don't have a lot of time. I have something for you, actually.
Oh gosh.
No.
This could be anything.
No? Well,
That is
very true. As a welcome to the city, which we are incredibly lucky to have you.
Thanks.
Know that.
I'm excited.
I hope you felt that from all of Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
Okay, the Indianapolis Colts brought something up here for me to give to you. And I believe literally you can play whatever position you want on the team.
Wow.
It is an official
2-2
Caitlin Clark.
jersey?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Absolutely. So if you want to play on Sundays, I know there's been a lot of offers for you to play on
Awesome.
Saturdays
Yep. Yeah.
and 3-on-3s and stuff. There could be some Sunday games as well. We're all pumped that you're here, and I hope you feel that. So let's go back to whenever you decided you were going to come to the WNBA. You knew immediately then you were going to be a member of the Fever, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was pretty set in stone for the most part.
So were you pumped about that?
Oh,
How much
yeah.
research did you do? And ultimately, what led to that decision of going to the WNBA?
Yeah, so when the draft lottery happened, I actually had a game on the same exact night, but I was hoping the Fever got the first pick, and obviously I'm a Midwest girl. I'm from Iowa. Like, this is 5 hours from Iowa City, 7 hours from Des Moines, where I grew up. But I'm super pumped. Like, this is a basketball state. Like, people love it here, and obviously Aaliyah Boston being on the team. She was one of my former teammates on Team USA. Like, I think I've just been stoked, and like, people have been excited even before I got drafted about this opportunity. So now that I'm actually here,
he bought
I
season
can't wait.
tickets.
Yeah,
Literally,
boom.
he bought
It's
season
two
tickets.
now.
Hey,
We did as well.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, business booming. Let's talk
Yeah.
about you talk about where you grew up over there in Iowa, which is a massive piece of the story. He's from Iowa as well, so he's incredibly proud that an Iowan representing Iowa.
Let's give his hat a shout out.
Yeah, he
Come
wears
on.
every day. Yeah, I
I
mean,
do.
look at what's in front of
He
me.
knows.
A lot
He's got
of Iowa gear here. I
Yes,
got
sir.
Coach Bluter bobble
Yep.
right here.
I have that in my apartment too, right on my desk where I do all my work.
What, make its way to Indy?
Has to.
The Bluter
Can't-
bobblehead?
Can't leave that behind.
Yeah, put it right there
It's
in
like
the
good luck. Hit her head, you know?
Just a little boop.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So where you grew up in Iowa, then you stay at Iowa. Did you just put up like 10,000 shots a day? How do we get to this? Because my big takeaway, I was a punter, college I kicked, a lot of things in between the ears, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think Steph Curry, when he was getting close to the record for threes in the NBA, he even experienced like a little bit of overthought. When you pulled up for the women's record, it was the first quarter, you just scored 9, and it was just splash.
Yeah.
And then for the overall record, you're on the foul line. The whole world is looking at
By
you.
myself, I was like, oh my gosh, it'd be really bad if I airballed right now.
Okay, so you are a human. Because I was about to ask. Like,
No, like that's the worst thing in basketball where you have to shoot a free throw with nobody on the line. Like, it's just like, it's weird. Like, you don't do it often, but no, I don't really think about it like that during games. Like, when I pulled up for the record, like that was the only way I was going to get the record, was just a long three. I had to. Come
okay,
on.
so you do like 10,000 shots a day growing up? What was, like, legit here, you just like, you've been addicted to basketball your whole life? Like, how did we get to this point where you're not only incredibly confident as you should be, but like, you just go into a zone out there that not a lot of humans have ever got into. And I hope you recognize that.
Yeah, I loved basketball growing up. Like, it's what I did. My dad played in college. I had an older brother, and he like always played, so I just like tagged around with him, and I begged my dad to like put a hoop out in the driveway and like tear up some grass and like pour a bunch more concrete so I could have an entire 3-point line, because I could only have like half of one for the time being. So I was out there a lot. I would go to the gym all the time. Like, I loved working on my game. I played all the time. I played AAU, but I also played other sports too. Like, it wasn't always basketball. But once I got into like middle school and high school, I knew that was like kind of my future.
What other sports?
Soccer, I did track, I did softball. I was pretty good at soccer and I liked it, but basketball worked out a little better.
Yeah, well, we don't know what would happen with soccer.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe I messed up. I don't know.
No, you did not mess up. And by the way, how you play 20 years in WNBA, you could probably go back and do soccer still. That's the type of athlete. That's the type of athlete you are. And before the boys have their questions, and we're thankful that you're taking time to come here. People talk about like Dallas Clark, obviously another Iowan friend of mine, teammate of mine. Whenever we were with Peyton, he went to a lot of your games and watched you, and a lot of people have watched. He said she has like all of the traits that Peyton had, like the accountability, the wanting of excellence all the time. There's people that start judging you for that, though, because of how. Do you think about any of that? You're super competitive, I assume. That is what. That's like why Peyton was the way he was. That's what it is for you as well.
Yeah, I don't really like care about what other people say. Like, I feel like I'm just so fiery and so passionate. Like, and I feel like that's why I'm so good too. Like, if I didn't have that, I don't think I would have the success that I've had. But yeah, that's how I've always been. I think I've been able to channel it a lot more throughout my career and use it more positive rather than negatively. And but yeah, I definitely.
I want to let you know you have a show here that has your no matter what.
Like
you guys are great
in the competitive sphere, though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, she's fired. That means she cares.
Yeah.
When you don't,
what am I supposed to do? Smile and be happy I messed up? Come
imagine
on now.
if you don't, though. That's when it's over.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's why we're such big fans of yours. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Caitlin, Pat mentioned I am also from Iowa. I am a University of Iowa grad, so I'd be remiss if I didn't say, like, I'm incredibly proud of all your accomplishments. I love how you have so much pride in the state and also the university and putting on for it whenever you can. I try to do the same on this show as much as I can. Obviously, playing for Team USA and, like, playing with all these amazing women growing up, and then you're obviously, Miss Basketball. Like, you were a top recruit. You were always incredible. Did you envision this type of success to happen? Like, could you have ever, and then, like, also this season where last year, everyone kind of flocks to the women's game. They watch you on you guys run to the national championship and everything's amazing. But then this year, it's kind of one of those things where you get to the top of the mountain and everyone starts picking at you and they want to see you fail. Like, could you have envisioned that all of this was going to happen? And B, like, did you recognize all that stuff this year while you were kind of in the moment?
I feel like I always had super big goals and dreams and aspirations, but at the same time, like, this is a place like women's basketball has really never been before. So it's like, no, like I never really imagined it on this magnitude, but also like I've always been a supporter of women's basketball. It's always been something I've loved ever since a young age. Like I grew up watching the Minnesota Lynx. Like they had a dynasty and Maya Moore was my favorite player growing up. But now coming to Indianapolis where like the Indiana Fever were really good. Tamika Catchings is one of the best of all time, and getting to have that resource of her to lean on during these moments I think is something that's really important for me. But I think like I don't know, with like the magnitude of where everything's gone, like I feel like I've tried to stay like right in the middle. I think like one of the best pieces of advice that somebody gave me is like at the level you feel like all the praise, like that's the same level you'll feel all the hate. So I try to stay right in the middle. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I think it's just what comes with it. And like growing up, my mom always said like people want to see you fail. Like, that's just kind of how our world is, which is really sad. But at the same time, like I don't like think about that type of stuff. Like I just go out there and do me.
Let me try to hype you up then, as you're always here. Let me try to. You said the women's game is at a place it's never been before. The draft the other night was the highest rated draft by 307%.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not like 10%.
No.
15%, 25, 43% increase is a monster. Like that is a monster percentage. 307% is the jump there. And we all believe, obviously, you were a part of that. This entire college basketball, women's college basketball the last couple of years has been phenomenal to watch story-wise, and the talent is next level. A couple of the OGs, there's been some, do you just view that as shit talk? Is that what you think this is? And do you feel an onus to like take women's basketball and carry women's basketball and help it get to another level through the WNBA?
Yeah, I think people are just competitive. Like, I don't think it's anything that's out of the ordinary. Like, I feel like it's things rookies have faced their entire careers, the entire existence of the WNBA. But I don't know. I don't feel like any pressure to like take it to a place it's never been before. Like, I think that's just going to happen with the way, we're on TV more, with the way people are, following from the college game to the WNBA. I think expansion in the WNBA will certainly help. The more teams there are, I mean, it's the most competitive league in the world because there's not many spots. Like there's 12 teams and not even every team carries 12 players. So I think that will certainly help. But you got to bring it every single night because it's the best of the best. And that's what I'm excited for. I think just going out there and like a lot of those people I idolized growing up. So it'll be fun.
Anonymous GM said they would trade their entire team for you. That is a hilarious thing. And also,
they're gonna play I'm gonna play 1-on-5 then.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And from what we've seen,
Yeah, it'll probably be okay.
I mean, there's a shot. Season ticket holder of the Indiana Fever. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, that's right. And Pat said anonymous GM. I mean, lucky enough, you got the greatest GM in the history of the W in Indiana. I love that lady so much. She crushed it yesterday. But one of the things we talked to Kelsey Pullman about a couple weeks ago was like her transition to the WNBA was a little like tougher for you. Like, what are your personal expectations going into the WNBA? Because I mean, from the outside looking in, for you, it's always going to be like, hey, she better win a title every single year.
Sure.
Like that is going to be it for you.
Sure.
But
I think, definitely helping us, get back to the playoffs. I think that's goal number one. And I think everybody in the Fever organization believes that that's where we can be in year one for sure. And, Aaliyah Boston was Rookie of the Year last year. Is great piece. I think there's just so much young talent on this roster. And that's the biggest thing is just buying into that, enjoying that. And obviously, like, the crowds that we're going to have is certainly going to help us too. Like type of energy, like you just feed off as a competitor. Like at the University of Iowa, like we didn't really lose at home. Like we just didn't do that because of the environment we had. Like you didn't want to let those people down, but also like people were intimidated to come there and play us. So I think the fans will be huge. But yeah, I mean, there will definitely be some learning curves and some challenges, but also like, I mean, I think my passing translates. I mean, that people always want to talk about the logo threes, the scoring, whatever. But to have the talent around me that I'm gonna have is like just feed them the ball.
Yeah, it feels like making insane court length passes.
Yeah.
You could that's with that 22 Colts jersey. Like you can play quarterback.
Well, might need you this year.
Might
actually.
need you. Joe Flacco, obviously he's a guy. He's backing up AR, but might need you in there. Your passing is bananas, and it does kind of get overlooked because of the the logo threes and everything like that. And one of your first things is you can't wait to pass to somebody like Aaliyah Boston. So we're talking about some nasty assists coming
for sure. Have to got to feed her. I mean, she has great hands, and lucky enough she's been my teammate before, so I know firsthand how good she is. But that's gonna make my job easier. I think just like the way people can score the ball at this level and do what they do. And I love to get out and play fast, so I know that won't change much. The shot clock's even lower at the pro level. So
I didn't know
not that we used it much at Iowa, but like
you guys were. I think Coach Bluter even said something about like we'll see if they can keep up. For 4 full quarters. Tom's got a question for you.
Yeah, Caitlin, have you had a chance to breathe yet? I mean, off
Not
of
really.
back-to-back title runs and just how insane the last season was with the scoring record and everything, and then. With the WNBA, you go straight from the season into the draft, or straight from the college season into the draft, and now into the WNBA season, and there's probably Olympics, I assume, in there as well.
Let's go with
Have you had a chance to breathe like obviously your entire life, and now you're going to go into this season? Have you reached out to anybody that's done that for advice going into the WNBA like that?
Yeah, I think the last month or so, 2 months, has just been a whirlwind. Obviously, when you reach the Sweet 16, you go straight to the Final Four, so like you're gone for 2 weeks, and then I went home for like 2 days. Went to LA, was in New York City. Now I'm here in Indianapolis, finally going home after today, which will be nice. But I feel like I've tried to do my best, and I think that's the biggest piece of advice like Super gave me is just like take a breath, like soak it in. Like you only get drafted one time, like you only get these moments once, so you need to enjoy it. Like you can't go back and do this ever again. So I've tried to enjoy it. I've tried to soak it in. I haven't slept much, which was maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I don't know. We've been having fun and enjoying every single second. So I think the biggest thing is like how quick of a turnaround it is. It'll be a big adjustment. I think I'll be like moving here in like a week. So
welcome to the city. Ready to find a place?
Yeah, I'll be like a weekly guest on here, I guess, if you want me to.
Deal.
Boom. All right, sweet. Sign the contract.
All right, that was going to be an off-show conversation. You brought it up. That is binding. That is binding. As you get a chance to go home finally and breathe, we appreciate you stopping here with you, Tyrese, and Anthony Richardson, kind of as the 3 young faces of the city. We're sitting in a beautiful place. We hope you enjoy your time in Indy. These people are great. They are gonna. Hey, they are gonna love you. And
drivers.
Bad driving.
Just
bad drivers.
Yeah, but I've heard Iowa's not great.
She gets it. Yeah, those small towns around Des Moines,
It can get better.
We're back on ESPN. We continued during the break at YouTube and ESPN Plus. She just legally agreed to come on the show weekly, which is great. We talked about the lack of free time that she's had. And Caitlin, I just want to let you know, like, we've all been incredibly lucky to kind of watch this all take place.
Thanks.
Can't wait to see what you do at the W. Can't wait to see where women's basketball goes. And thank you for getting somebody like me into the sport because it is an awesome, awesome sport.
Absolutely.
And the future is only bright, especially in this city.
Facts.
Enjoy
Appreciate
yourself.
it. Thanks, guys.
No
Appreciate
problem.
Thanks for having me on.
So when I shoot, I need to be thinking, Okay, we're going forehead to hoop. What are we?
You got to go up. You can't go out. You got to go up.
Okay.
Okay, we're going up. So
There you go.
because there's 6'8" people in the WNBA.
Yeah.
We're not worried about that. 'Cause
No,
we're going.
we're going up. Yeah. You just back up and shoot it from further back too.
There you go.
Okay, how far can you go? You know, what I mean? I know the logo. We see logo, which is men's NBA 3
Yeah.
plus an extra 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah.
Steph Curry range is no problem for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sick.
You're the best. We have 2 balls. Not going to have you shoot.
Nope.
Not going to have you shoot. But if I make this, we'll give 4 season tickets away to the Indiana Fever.
All right.
Okay.
Let's make it.
Well, yeah.
mean-
Yeah, Caitlin. Yeah.
That's what
Try
we're
it.
doing.
Yeah.
Jeez. Caitlin, it's
Oh, I thought you were going to the far one. You're going to the close one.
close.
And he's on a stage.
NBA 3, Caitlin.
All right. Okay, just make
Halliburton
it. Come
couldn't
on.
make it from up there.
Yeah, for the
I know,
record.
I saw that.
Took him
I saw that.
25
Oh,
times.
you did see it.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
not an easy shot.
I know.
He's on Team USA.
Okay.
Finish his story.
Oh, no.
That was close.
Well, no, but it
That was
was
real close.
the other ball I thought we agreed on.
Get it there.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah.
There we go. How about that? That was
Where's your
impressive.
dad?
Genuine
I
excitement
want
out
to
of
see
here.
the dad.
Yeah.
My dad's right over there.
Hey, I watch you during games, and because I have an 11-month-old daughter now, and I'm I wonder what's going through because you're breaking all these records, and he's locked in. The whole family is locked in the entire way. And then there was
They
that
are.
moment at Iowa when you broke the women's record.
Yeah.
And there was after game, post game, the video that played.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I didn't know your family. I was watching that video, watching these people celebrate you. I was crying at my
Yeah.
house. I'm oh my, I couldn't even imagine what they've been. Hey, you guys done really good, obviously.
Yeah. And then we were crying, laughing too when during the Holy Cross game.
Oh,
when he,
shut up! Shut up!
incredible.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It feels like I would like to emulate everything your family has done to get you to this point because
so
you've
sweet.
handled this with class while also being an absolute monster.
Yeah.
We can't wait to
Dog.
watch you. We appreciate you.
Thanks,
Safe travels
guys.
home, okay?
Thanks for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark. We appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yeah, you can play for him.
I actually had a Peyton Manning jersey growing up. I would wear it all the time. I didn't have your jersey.
Oh.
All right, Caitlin. I'll get you on. I'll get you on.